Good, Marquez. How you doing?
Doing okay, I'm doing good. I just want to, start off. Obviously, you're doing this great collaboration with Charmin. Can you just give us the breakdown of what's going on there?
Yeah, Charmin's helping us out, man. As we go over to Germany, being our home away from home, being able to keep our routine the same. They gave us this ultra soft tear toilet paper that we're going to be able to take with us, and just being able to go to another part of the world, and you just never know what to expect. And so, being able to have some, safety net, and knowing what you're going to be able to take with you is important because there's nothing worse than getting to a spot and not having something that's comfortable. So I'm sure I'm doing a great job with this partnership.
Sounds great. That's the reliability you need, especially when you're in another country. So, just staying at that mindset of you guys making the trip to Germany. Your schedule's kind of been like all over the place because you guys are the defending champions. So you have Monday night games, you got Thursday night games, you have all these national window games. Does that affect you guys' preparation as opposed to what you may have went through in past seasons?
No, I mean, I played for the Packers before, and so we always had the primetime games. We hardly ever had the 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock time slot. I think I probably had, maybe eight of those in my 6 years playing. Maybe get one a year, maybe two if you're lucky. And so I've always been the 325 slide or the 725 slide. So I'm just kind of used to it. And obviously when you're a good football team, people want to see you play. And so I'm just grateful that I've been on the good teams that people want to see play, opposed to always having the 12 o'clock games and no one cares and no one's in the stands watching you play. So
Very good point. After the obviously the loss in Denver, there was a lot of chatter in regards, even in the post game press conferences or even on social media. I just thought it was very interesting how a lot of your teammates, I think even you as well, you guys like took accountability for a tough game, but you also were very supportive of each other and realized, I guess, the bigger picture, I should say, was realized in that process. What was the morale and the mindset of the team after a game like that?
yeah, I mean, obviously we don't ever want to lose a game, especially against a divisional opponent that we think we should have beaten. But it's the NFL, and I haven't seen too many 17-0 teams win a Super Bowl. So it's tough to win games, especially against opponents that you see, 2 weeks prior. And so obviously they came out and they played well, and we didn't. We turned the ball over too many times. Our defense played as good as they could, but under those circumstances. And we just got to be better on offense. We can't, win games with five turnovers. I can't have that fumble. We can't have the drop punt. We just can't have those things. Those things are inexcusable, especially in my room as a receiver. I take full accountability on all turnovers that we had. Because I'm the leader in that room, and so that's a that's an important thing for me to just go in and own as the leader of that room.
I definitely understand. And just the obviously from that game, you also had Patrick Mahomes dealing with an illness, and he's also dealt with little minor injuries that he doesn't like to put a lot of public attention to. What does that say, not just to you, but the rest of the team when you see Mahomes go out there, sick and not 100%?
He's just a competitor, man. That's just who he is. Everything about him says he wants to compete. If as long as he can throw the football and he can go out there with one leg, as you saw last year, he'll do it. And so that's just the guy that we have leading us. You couldn't ask for a better leader and better competitor.
I hear you on that. And you guys just recently reacquired McCole Hardman to the
hmm
receivers room. What has he meant, just his return and his presence back in the room with you guys?
I mean, he's a high energy guy, man. You'll hear him the second he walks in the building. He just brings a different type of juice. And obviously, his talent, speaks for itself. He's one of those guys that you can't just pick up off the street because how fast he runs, man. He's one of those unique talents that, comes around every blue moon. I think he ran 4.2 or something coming out. So, that's something that you just can't emulate. And having him, part of our team is gonna pay off dividends. You saw it, the first week back when he had the big punt return. Obviously we had some hiccups yesterday with it, but he's, one of those guys where you give him the ball, he'll make something happen with it.
During your career, you've pretty much showcased that you're one of the best deep threats in the NFL. How have you been able to just develop and get better each season? And you've done this with two iconic quarterbacks in the league. I'm just curious at how you're able to build the chemistry so fast with both of those guys.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty easy when they you got Hall of Fame quarterbacks throwing you the ball. But like I said, I have a unique skill set where I'm 6'5", but can also run really well, and that's a matchup problem for a lot of defenses. And then obviously when you have quarterbacks like I've had, and other talents like Devontae or Travis next to you, we can all work hand in hand together. So I can spread the defense out and let those guys catch the passes underneath, and then if they decide to come up and try to stop those guys from catching the passes underneath, and I can get behind them on defense. And I've been able to make the most of that, throughout my 6 years.
Definitely. And before we let you go, Marquez, I just have to ask, what are your just you've been with Kansas City now, you've already won a Super Bowl. How has the community embraced you? I've seen you do a couple of events over the off season. How have you enjoyed your time in Kansas City as a whole?
Yeah, man, it's been great. It's been great. This community is super supportive, man. I had my first annual softball game, and we sold that stadium out, and I just wasn't expecting that for, a first time event. Having my teammates there to support me, and then having all those great fans to be there. And I did an appearance down in Wichita, which is about 3 hours away from Kansas City, for the basketball game, and we filled that arena out too. And they were there just for me, and so it's just been crazy to see the support that you know these fans show, us players. And obviously that's why we want to give it back as much as we can. So anytime that I'm out, I try to take pictures with people or whatever I can to, show my gratitude, for this community.
And it's definitely appreciated. Marquez, thank you for your time, and good luck on the trip, and enjoy it as well. I know it's still a work
Thank
trip,
you.
but Germany, it's great stuff. Thank you again.
Yep.